Hey everyone, how's it going? On tonight's how-to, I'm going to show you how to make an oil catch can and explain to you a little bit about why you need one. Now, how this system works is you have crankcase pressure, which is just blow-by, that goes up through the lines right in front of your intercooler and it goes back into your intake. Now, they made this basically for emissions. Now, think about it how you have an old muscle car, on top of their heads, you have a little breather tube, which is why the cars smell the way they do. It's just because all that oily vapor is just going up in the atmosphere. On the newer cars, it goes back into the intake. So when you start modding your car, you have increased oil pressure, or crankcase pressure, which gives you increased blow-by. So which makes you start burning more oil. And this can happen even if you just have an air intake on. Basically how this system works is you have a tube coming from your driver's side, you have a tube coming from your passenger side. Now this tube will go back into your intake, and then you also have a PCV valve which goes right back into your intake. Now what happens is the oily vapor from this side and the other side collect into here, and you start putting all the oil right back into your intake, which goes through your turbo, through your intercooler, through your throttle body, and you start burning it. So what you need to do to build an oil catch can is to basically put a can like that. Now what I have is just a coolant overflow tank from AutoZone stuffed with steel wool. And what that does is it takes all that oily vapor, condenses the oil, and just drops it back down in the middle, or to the bottom of it. So then you have your clean air going back in your intake instead of your oily air. So instead of having the hose run from here to your intake, I have this one going into the catch can, and I also have the hose from your PCV valve going in the catch can, and then two clean air hoses going back in your intake right here, and then back there where the PCV valve goes back into your intake. So as you can see, that's a dirty hose, that's a clean hose. There's actually a very, very big difference. So it does work, and I made it for about $30. All that's needed to make all this, as I said, is just any type of can you want. I've seen people use, the big Heineken cans or a big Monster can, and you just stuff it full of steel wool. Any type will do. And you just need roughly about 7 feet of any kind of tubing you want. I got the clear tubing from Home Depot, I believe. And then same with the type of fitting. You just need something to be able to connect between the hoses going back in and the new hoses that you make from the oil catch can. To give you a quick rundown again of how to set this up, you need this tube right here to go to your oil catch can for the dirty side, and then a tube right off here, because this goes down in your block, for the PCV valve. That goes to your dirty side. And then from there, it doesn't matter, just pick a hose, and you don't have to put the hoses back in your intake. You just need to make sure you plug this off, and then your car is just going to stink even more. So take your clean air hose and then run it back to right here, and this just goes on the side of your intake. And then another hose that's supposed to be for your PCV valve is right on top of your intake right there. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment and ask me, and I'll be able to help you out as best as I can. Hope you all enjoyed. And real quick, one thing a lot of people ask me is, do you ever have to drain it? Because some people get the oil catch can that goes on top of your oil filler cap, or beneath it, to drain the oil back in. Well, this is my can that I made with the 4 nozzles and the mounting bracket. I'll try to show you how much oil I've had in there, and this is probably a year and a half worth. So it's not really a lot, given I haven't driven my car that much, but you don't have to really drain it that often. I mean, obviously you should always check, but you don't want this stuff over time going through your intercooler and then just burning it back up.